Hello, I'm David Hill with New York Habitat. Today I'm going to take you for a stroll along Broadway, one of the most famous avenues in New York City. Broadway runs diagonally the length of Manhattan, from its southern tip called Bowling Green to the northern tip of the island and even on into the Bronx. Along the way it forms several squares and public spaces, many in a triangular shape as it crosses Manhattan's avenues and streets. As you can imagine, there are a lot of things to see on such a famous stretch of road that runs south to north across a city like New York. But don't be afraid, we're going to split this historic stretch of road into a few bite-sized videos so you'll be able to take it all in. Our series will be called All Along Broadway. So our next stop today will be Madison and Herald Squares. Broadway is the oldest street in the city. Originally it was a trail used by the Native Americans who lived here, and later it was used by Dutch settlers to travel to the northern forests to hunt. As you walk north along Broadway, you come to a large intersection where you've got Broadway, 5th Avenue, and 23rd Street. It creates a large square called Madison Square, named after the 4th U.S. President, James Madison. It was here in Madison Square in 1842 where the first ever amateur baseball games were played. There are buildings there now, but it used to be a vacant lot. Later, the New York Knickerbocker Baseball Club, the first professional baseball club ever, started right here. One of the most beautiful buildings here in Madison Square, and really all of New York City in my opinion, is the Fuller Building. It's just behind me. It was named after the construction company that built it in 1902. In fact, at the time, it was the tallest skyscraper in all the city. It was soon renamed Flatiron Building because of its triangular shape, and it gives the name Flatiron District to this area. And here's an interesting tidbit. They say because of its triangular shape, it causes the wind to blow upward, causing women's skirts to raise as they pass by. Bit of a Marilyn Monroe thing going on. Anyway, apparently guys will come hang out here hoping to take in the view. So we're in Madison Square Park, which was opened to the public in May of 1847. It's a great little park. You've got a playground, you've got a dog run, and there are even a couple interesting statues. At the southeastern corner, you can see a statue of the Senator Roscoe Conkling, who froze to death during the Great Blizzard of 1888. And in the southwestern corner of the park, there's a statue of the Secretary of State, William Seward. William Seward is also well known for having purchased the territory of Alaska from Russia in 1867. And while you're in Madison Square Park, you should definitely make a pit stop at the Shake Shack, where they're serving up hamburgers, hot dogs, great milkshakes of course, and you can even get yourself a glass of wine. You can sit under the trees, eat some real American food, and enjoy the beautiful view. Broadway passes through many neighborhoods around Madison Square. There's Chelsea, Murray Hill, Midtown East, and Midtown West, and New York Habitat has vacation rentals and furnished apartments all around these areas. Renting an apartment is less expensive than a hotel room. You'll have a fully equipped kitchen and you'll be living like a real New Yorker. Visit our website at nyhabitat.com to check out our huge selection of vacation rentals. So after our tour of Madison Square, let's continue our stroll along Broadway and head up to Herald Square in Midtown. So we've arrived at Herald Square, which is formed by the intersection of Broadway, 6th Avenue or Avenue of the Americas, and 34th Street. It takes its name from the well-known newspaper called the New York Herald. In the northern part of the square, you'll find a statue dedicated to the Bennetts, former owners of the newspaper. As opposed to the triangular shape of the Flatiron Building, here at this intersection you've got this tiny triangular shaped park just behind me called Greeley Square. Greeley Square is named after Horace Greeley, the owner of the New York Tribune, the rival newspaper of the New York Herald. If you love shopping, Herald Square is your place. They've got shops all over, and the main attraction being Macy's just across the street here. It takes up an entire New York City block, all the way from Broadway down to 7th Avenue. They've got everything you could want: men's, women's, children's clothing, furniture, luggage. If you're looking for it, you'll probably find it at Macy's. Macy's was founded in 1858 by Roland Macy, who worked on a whaling ship. He had a red star tattooed on his hand, which became the Macy's store logo. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video of our series all along Broadway. Today we were at Madison Square and Herald Square. Of course, there are a lot of fun things left to do along this famous stretch of road. If you know any that we have missed, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section below. If you're interested in renting a fully furnished apartment for your next trip to New York, make sure you visit our website at www.nyhabitat.com. You'll find a huge selection of vacation rental apartments to choose from. I am David Hill with New York Habitat, and I sincerely hope to see you soon in New York, somewhere on Broadway.